Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Melted Chocolate. As always, Aaron Pollard here. I got Chico Labosco right there. I got Cody Webb on the ones and twos today. Where's Colin?
Not here.
Called out again. And today we have a special guest.
Ayo.
A man.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Colin on the 3s and 4s post-production. We had a small technical difficulty when we were introducing our guest, and I wanted to come back and ensure that he gets the proper credit and the proper respect that's due. His name is Aaron Holznagle from Tourist Trap, a creative collective from Brevard County. Aaron brings a great energy to the room. He brings great conversation, and we're excited to have him on the podcast. Without further ado, back to our program.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First guest since we've been back.
Let's go.
Appreciate you coming by. How you doing?
Good, man. Yeah.
Good.
I'm living life, loving life every single day.
Nice, very nice. How's everybody doing? Do a little bit catch up before we head into all things Tourist Trap. It's been 2 weeks.
You know, a little jet lag. Just got off the jet, as they say.
Yeah, Chuck straight off the tarmac with it. He came from the jet, the PJ. You know, these money bags were in his house.
All right.
Yeah.
It's on the cards.
It's a nice
on
house,
the
nice
card,
house.
straight to the crib. So what did you leave for?
Went to a beautiful wedding over in Pensacola. Shout out the Prud'hommes. Nice venue at the Sowell Farm, something like that.
Congrats.
Very cool. Very cool. Congrats to my people.
Congratulations.
Congrats. What about you, Cody? What you been up to? Oh no, you don't have a mic.
I just been working, man. That's it. Just working.
The only bit of news that we really have to touch on from the last 2 weeks is we have a new president, and it's Donald Trump. I don't know what everyone stands on politically. Don't care. That's not what this podcast is about. Moving on. So, Aaron,
Yeah.
we share the same name.
Yep.
Don't know how that happened. So pretty sure.
There's a lot of A's in one room.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I thought I was the only Aaron like in the world.
Yeah.
And then I met another one, and I said, "The hell?"
It's always weird because Aaron's such an uncommon name that when you finally meet somebody with that name, you're like, no, what? This isn't real. And
Yeah.
But the funny thing is there's always seems to be like when you meet another Aaron, it happens you'll meet another one.
Mm-hmm.
It all happens like at certain moments. Like it'll just be like period of like 1 year, you'll meet like 4 different Aarons, and then you won't meet another one for like 8.
It's crazy.
Since we got 2 Aarons in the room, how did y'all feel when like Aaron became a thing?
It ruined my life.
I just have learned to accept it. Honestly, it's a good way to introduce, myself to people. Aaron, like, all right, I remember you now.
Especially at restaurants.
There's nothing. It's just part of my life. You just have to accept it.
Yeah.
My name is a meme, and I'm cool with it. It's whatever.
Yeah. At restaurants, what's the name? Aaron. It's always ERIN.
Yep.
So I'd be like Aaron. Or they'll ask, and I'm like, oh, is it like Aaron? And I'm like, yes. Then they're like, oh, like the show? Have you seen the show? Yes.
Yeah. No, I
Send
have
me
no
clips
clue what you're talking
to
about.
this day.
We've all reverenced it.
So, anyways, Tourist Trap.
Yeah.
That is your clothing line.
Yep. Clothing line, brand, documentary company. Really, it's just a creative outlet. But
Okay.
Tourist Trap. Clothing brand.
Some would say Tourist Trap is not a clothing brand.
Yeah. A lot of people.
It's a creative collective.
Yeah. I say that.
Turning a negative into a positive.
Yeah, man.
I did my research on
Oh
you.
man, he's seen the videos.
Go on. So,
Yeah.
I want to start out with how did Tourist Trap come about? Let's get into that a little bit.
So just a little bit of background on me, because I think that'll give a better idea of how
For sure.
I created Tourist Trap. I'm a creative director of sorts. I've been doing content creation, video production since I was like 10 years old. I had a hyper obsession with it when I was young. I knew exactly what I was going to do. And I was going to make videos that either, helped people or like gave somebody creative expression or inspiration. I always felt like that was like kind of like my mission, was to make stuff that got people excited, that they wanted to, you know, share with other people or just get them thinking, really. I just was obsessed with creating stuff. So I owned a production company for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
I did that for like 3 or 4 years. I was a marketing director for a brewery in northern Michigan for a couple of years. I traveled all over the state of Michigan, just pitching like essentially beers, just having fun, drinking and making small documentaries. I kind of started here we go.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers. I noticed that I had a really, I had a big knack for storytelling. So that was always like kind of my thing is like, whenever I make content that's based around not me, I really prosper and like people really resonated with that. So I'm like, okay, I just need to tell people stories. So I started transitioning into that, did that for a couple of years. And ever since then, it was just kind of these documentaries started to evolve and just slowly get better. I had a production company and a business. I decided to close that business at the time because I felt like it was too corporate. I needed something that was going to more resonate with me, really, you know, not only other people, but just like something that is a synonymous that and people could just kind of rally behind an idea. So about a year and a half ago, you know, I call it creative depression. But it's where when you're constantly working and you're constantly making things and eventually you exhaust yourself to a point where you're like, I don't know, this isn't even exciting me anymore. I needed something that could get me excited to create again. And I knew that it was going to be a brand that was not about monetization or making money. I just wanted to do something that I could get excited about every single day to motivate me in all my other endeavors in life. Because I mean, for money, I do marketing management for a living. Just
Kind of like us with the podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't really start the
Exactly.
podcast to make money. We just started it because a couple of friends talking.
Yep.
Now, are you from Florida originally?
All right. So I grew up until I was 13 in northern Michigan. Lived there during 2008, financial crisis in America. My parents moved down to Florida. My dad's a master CNC machinist. So he did custom parts for SpaceX and NASA at the time. So we moved down here. I actually went to Madison and then Astronaut High School for my 9th grade year here in Brevard County. Ended up going, shout out Astronaut, guys. Shout out Astronaut, War Eagles. And then I went over and finished in Cocoa Beach and lived in Cocoa Beach. But I always, I really don't like call any direct area my home. I always end up traveling or going somewhere. I lived in Missouri for a couple of years, Michigan a couple of years, but I grew up in Michigan, and that kind of is where I got a lot of my like storytelling roots, because in northern Michigan there's nothing to do, so you kind of have to like find things to go do and like be able to have good conversation and then just be able to, do what I do is tell stories for a living.
So you've been a little bit of a journeyman then.
I would say that, I'm just information junkie.
Yeah.
I go where I can learn something. I like doing things that are hard and a little, outside of the box, stuff that challenges me mentally. And I find that I thrive in that. So I wouldn't necessarily say I was even trying to like move or go anywhere. I was just like, all right, what's the next challenge? How about just moving somewhere where I don't know anybody and I have no connections and see if that's going to like generate something. Turns out it usually does. You put in that effort, and before you know it, you're just, your opportunity kind of falls in your lap because people can see that you're just, they see that work and that drive and that ethic and that excitement, and then all of a sudden they want to work with you too.
Nice.
But yeah, so shout out Florida, shout out Michigan. I'm a peninsula baby. That's I love both the states equally. I really don't call any place directly home. Mm-hmm. Do love Brevard County. I reside here and I rep wherever I am local and what's going to make the most sense.
Countdown County, huh?
Countdown County, man.
Countdown County, man.
To me, it's the coolest area code. 321. That's tough.
Man. Yeah, I just, one of my recent documentaries I did was on Brevard County's hip hop scene, and I went through everybody and, I kind of researched the county, Countdown County, shout out Countdown County and all the amazing artists here. I got to meet a lot of different artists. I got to meet an artist from around here, actually, Rob Lee. He showed me his area. We talked about music creation and just giving people an inside perspective on a scene in Brevard County that doesn't really get enough light. because that's really what Tourist Trap is. I highlight individuals, people, and places that are not being positively affected by tourism culture. As we all know, living in a place like this, everything surrounds tourism culture. And if it doesn't directly feed that giant money pit, pretty much taken from people who are just here for a weekend, then it gets kind of ignored. So that's really what I wanted to do, is I wanted to create an outlet for people to be able to shine if they're not directly related to Ron John's or wherever the Space Center. It's just all this stuff that we all know that kind of, if we're local, I don't know, remember the last time I've been in Ron John's on the beach recently,
Yeah, for real, honestly.
I don't know if I've been in Ron John's one time, ever.
You've ever been, you remember Ron John's Resort? You ever been there?
No.
They used to
Is
be
that was the one in the cave,
pier, right?
They had the water slides and stuff.
Yeah.
The homies would jump the fence and go there for free. Yeah.
I used to do that all the time, and then they ended up selling it like almost a little over 10 years, I want to say now. And now I think it's just some
Westgate.
big. Is it? I
Westgate
figured it's
Resorts.
some.
Yeah.
Where the pier is?
I believe so, or maybe
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah, it's
towards
Westgate.
I just figured it was more like mainstream now, in a sense.
Yeah, whatever. So when did Tourist Trap start? Like what year? How long have you been doing it so far?
So Tourist Trap's been around we just had our year anniversary in October.
Hey.
So,
Hey, okay.
that was a big moment.
October,
Happy
baby.
birthday.
Yeah, it was, as I was saying, Tourist Trap kind of was a fix for my creative depression, where I could highlight individuals and places that aren't positively, being affected by tourism culture. And I created, the first thing was just me having fun in my backyard. I started painting pants. I started creating clothing, realizing that I wanted to have a brand, because I kind of feel like, this is just my personal opinion, is that a brand has to feed itself with other endeavors, but can still be under the brand. And that's really what a brand is. So you have to have merch to be able to supply the fandom, for them to be able to promote it, for them to watch the video. And then it's just a cycle where it all goes, and each part of the business feeds. It's not really a business, it's a brand, because I'm not making that much money from it. But where it's and for me though, the goal isn't necessarily to make as much money as possible. I believe that when you really work on something and you stay committed for years and years, the money happens. I've seen it before with other endeavors that I do. This is, I have a 20-year plan with this brand. It's going to be around. I have finally figured out how to create a brand that I can get excited about every day, waking up and being able to create for it. So the clothing is kind of the front to the whole entire actual brand.
Right.
And what I mean by that is that it's the tangible thing that we can all relate to, and that people can rep the clothing, and it's sick clothing. So, I
It
just
is
want
not
to,
this one.
yeah, that's the Pub Sub Gator tee there.
That's tough.
me show y'all.
It's so tough.
So this is the Pub Sub Gator tee. It's a gator and a hurricane riding on pub subs. I'd like to, think that that's the most Florida shit ever.
Right?
It doesn't get any more Florida than that. And I'm always fascinated with crazy imagery. Punk. I'm a big punk rock fan. So in your face images that just make you kind of be like, what is that? I want that. That is cool. I don't know why it's cool, but it feels anti-establishment in a way. It's kind of like a fuck you to the traditional design.
The first time I saw this, I don't know if Chico was wearing it or I saw it online, but it definitely, I want to say it was online because it made me stop scrolling.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a gator and
Yeah.
lightning and
There's so much going on.
Yeah, I was like, that's sick.
Overstimulated.
It gives me Migos ATL vibes, when
Yeah.
that first original album came out. No?
No, you're good.
Oh.
You're good. Just playing footsies on the table.
Oh, they're flirting. But yeah, when I first saw that's initially what it gave me with this design tee.
Yeah.
And then at least other than that, like you said with the I forget the name of the reference you said with the one chick.
Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
That's what I definitely see a lot of the inspiration.
A lot
the
of
second
my artwork is from American traditional tattoos because I love that iconic imagery. I love imagery that what it is from across the room. There's no question about what it is when you look at it. You know that this is a gator flying through a hurricane riding on pub subs. It's really not that complicated. And there's a reason why this imagery has been around for, hundreds of years. It's crazy to think that tattooing's been around that long. It's been around forever. But
is
as
crazy.
far as modern tattooing as we know it, but those designs have stuck around for a reason because they are iconic.
Yeah.
And so,
Let's talk about tattoos for a little bit. How many tattoos do you have?
I probably in the 40 range.
Damn.
Somewhere around there.
I would have taken the under on that one.
No, I would have. Yeah, probably 40 some tattoos. It's funny because I have so many that I forget about them, and I don't know. I don't know what
I only have 7.
Yeah.
Chico, how many you got?
0.
Cody's got 3, 5.
Yeah, I'm yatted as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, but one of the reasons that I love American traditional tattoos is because you can go in, you can get a $150 banger piece, and then that's it. It's just like, all right, I'm done. So like that's where a lot of my tattoos are like the size of a palm. They're nothing like too crazy or anything like that. But it's got once again this like iconic imagery that you can always remember.
Yeah.
I just recently got this loon. That was my new favorite one.
Nice. You go locally or?
Yeah, shout out Gavin at Old Ghost Tattoo in downtown Melbourne. He's probably one of the best.
Old Ghost Tattoo.
Old Ghost
That's on
Tattoo.
New Haven?
Correct. It's right next to Mustard's in downtown Melbourne.
Is it upstairs?
Gavin is the guy. No, it's him and his partner own the building there. It's a 1-story building that's next to a barber shop, and there's a little boutique, and the old Kreiderman's that was there.
Yes,
Okay.
I deliver there.
Is now gone.
I deliver there for FedEx.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
yeah. Shout out Gavin, man. He always hooks it up for me. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to do American traditional tattoos.
I'm about to pull up to you, bro.
I like to think about American traditional tattoos as like stickers on an old beater. It's like you just slap that sticker on there. It's there. And that's how it looks.
What's your favorite tattoo that you at least that you could remember?
My most recent one.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Like yeah, that's a hard question. I don't really have a favorite. It's gonna be the one that I just got, or I have a couple ones that are standout pieces that people know and remember.
Recency bias.
I mean, I got my kneecaps are a big one. I got the Pink Panther. I have a Sly Cooper tattoo. I got Darth Vader. Shout out Sly Cooper. If you know, you know, dude.
That's
hold on, real quick. That is one of the best platformer games that have ever been created. It is the best. They fucked up on the last one, but I'm not mad at it. They're gonna have to come back, and they're gonna have to do it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good, but I mean, it's just like. I mean, Sly Cooper was like Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft Auto was good. Like there was like a storyline, and like you could go through and like explore these worlds, and then you just hop on a quick platformer and sitting there and unlocking the characters. I mean, that was just great game.
Like it was fire. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, they took like what Crash Bandicoot did, and then they're like, we're gonna actually make this good.
Pretty
much. Love Crash Bandicoot, but
a man of culture.
Yeah.
So you have you said the one on your knee catches people.
Yeah.
Because I have. You watch anime?
I know anime.
You know what All Might is?
No.
Oh, you know My Hero Academia at all?
No.
Okay, well, I have All Might on my leg, and that one catches everyone. Like, especially when I'm driving at work, people will roll their window down.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, my, because my leg is like head level for regular cars in a FedEx truck.
Oh,
so that's all they see.
They're just like,
stop. Yeah, I had a dude try to tell me his whole plan for his leg sleeve had a red light. And I was like, bro, this is going to turn green any second, man. So we got to go.
Yeah, that's the thing about when you start getting a lot of tattoos is like people will be at the bar and other people with tattoos too. It's always funny. You can tell when they've just started to get tatted because they'll be like, what's you want, let me talk about my tattoos for a second. I got something to tell you. Oh yeah, hold on. Yep. Man, I've gotten so many tattoos. How it's funny because people are like, oh, some places hurt and don't hurt. When you get enough tattoos, they all fucking hurt.
Yeah, it all hurts.
They start hurting more as time goes on because the anticipation of knowing that you're going to get another one. You're like, oh man, I've been through this before. I feel the cold sweats right now.
That bump.
I've only tapped out once though.
So you're not a guy like some people be like, oh, I love the pain. Get out of here. You don't love it. Stop lying.
I love going to the gym. No, you go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like you go to the gym. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, It's just one of those things where it is what it is what it is. But you know, it's kind of therapeutic in a way. I mean, just like the gym. When I say not, you know, don't like going to the gym, I'm saying like it's the pain that in the building that you do to become better in a way. And tattoos can be like that as well. It's like it's therapy. Like you know, like just like the gym can, you know, beat your ass, but when you're finished with it, you feel great. The same thing with going and getting a tattoo. Like during that time, you know, unless you get your kneecaps blasted, that sucks. There's no redemption after that. I got both my knees done at the exact same time. Heads up.
At the same time.
Yeah, don't do it, guys. Like you're tough. I'm tough. I've gotten a lot of tattoos, man. I got a pretty good pain tolerance. I felt like I was going to pass out. I got in my car. I'm like, oh, that's halfway home. I'm like, I need to get home right now. So I'm like, someone cook me a pizza.
Why would you do that? Why did you both kneecaps at the same time? You just like thought that'd be a good idea?
Just wanted it done.
Okay.
I just wanted it done. I had two big open spaces on my knee. I had done everything but my knees. Normally people do their knees first. So I'm like, I need to get this out of the way so I can fill the spot and I can focus on other things because that's kind of how my legs were. My legs are completely done now. So I'm moving on to my arms, but you kind of like have these patches where there's nothing there and it looks funky because you don't have, it's an unfinished art piece.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, like, was the eventual like plan to finish it, or like, you know, completely cover your legs, or like, I guess obviously you're satisfied with them, but
originally I was going to just do one leg and then I got one tattoo on the other leg because I really liked the piece and I didn't have a space for it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do both my legs. Now I'm at the point where I'm going to do pretty much a full body suit. I'm not going to have one spot besides my face that's not going to have a tattoo on it. I just want to be completely covered. So, I mean, I got a lot of different like ideas. I want to do a gator on my stomach. I got the dinosaur apocalypse. I want that on my back. You know, like the classic like T-Rex being like, fuck. No.
okay.
Would you get tourist trap tatted on you?
Oh, for sure. That's going to be one that I have to. Yeah, I mean, tourist trap, that's probably going to be in one of the future videos. I had a friend who wants to get the logo tattooed on him. I'm like, all right, let's go film it. I'm ready for that one.
Yeah.
You know.
I would get melted chocolate tattoo.
Especially when you make like more of this like video content and stuff with it too, you should, you know, make it like a threshold. Like, all right, guys, when we get to, you know, this many subscribers or something, I'm gonna get tourist trap tatted on me. You guys decide the spot, you know, or something. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Like it's some sort of like gimmick like
guess
that.
what, motherfucker?
Yeah, on your cheek. I've been trying to get Chuck to get a tattoo. He just, I don't know.
Not the biggest. I respect them. I just don't think I would like. To me, like I would get a tat and then just pick it apart into some sense. Like, oh, I didn't like how that guy, you know, did this part of it or whatever. Like, I'm in my own head in a sense. Eventually, I see myself doing it.
Would you get a tattoo for the show?
Tattoo for the show?
You get a melted chocolate
tattoo?
Maybe. I think I'd rather get the royalty one first, though.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah, I think I'll get that first, but I don't know.
I would get a tattoo for the show. You?
What if you guys did a podcast while you're all getting tattooed?
I'm down for that, dude.
That'd be crazy.
I'm down for that.
Shout out Gavin. Gavin would do it.
The tattoo artist comes to the crib.
Probably not. No, but he'd probably let you guys do it there though. I mean, if he is pretty cool. You know, he's had YouTubers come in there before and do videos. He had one that went where YouTuber's video went viral and he was in it and then he was getting hit up for tattoos. I mean, tattoo artists are pretty popular with content creators. You know what I mean? It's like
I'll do it.
Everyone loves it.
I don't know where I would get it.
Yeah,
I got
a lot of real estate.
Yeah, probably on my leg. But.
That's an easy one. That's why my legs are covered. Is I got all the the fun shit on my legs, so that way on the serious things will be all up here. The things that are a little bit more important. Okay.
The leg is pretty much booked, but I can fit most chocolate in there. I want to get like all my favorite characters from my childhood and whatnot on my leg. I have all my. So I want to do, Wilt from Imaginary Friends, Foster's Home.
Yep.
I want to get him on there.
Yeah.
Who else? Mojo Jojo.
Okay.
Mamoru Uchiha, number 2 from Kids Next Door.
Okay.
Oh, that's
all of them. All over my leg. And then my arm's going to be all animals. It's animals. for my family members in order of age. I have second on there, so butterfly, bull, and dragon. But everyone thought the bull was for the Rock.
Tell Aaron about how you would get recognized as the Rock or other characters at times.
All right.
I really don't know how people see this at all. People think I look like the Rock.
Okay.
Do I look like the Rock?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I have gotten. Do you know who Odell Beckham is?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Do I look like him?
Al is in the corner just.
You know what? He looks like one of the. You know.
No. Hold on. I've gotten Drake. Do I look like Drake? No. And I'm not even trying to say this to gas myself up. I would be like, where do you see those people when you look at me? Yeah. I've gotten I think this guy said it just because my name's Aaron. He said I look like Hank Aaron, the baseball player.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Or Michaela. I know you said this one because Michaela can attest. Dante Culpepper.
Dante Culpepper. I do look like. You know who that is? All right, I'm gonna pull him up.
Old quarterback in the NFL. Well, I guess it's like mid 2000s esque, but I thought that one was a one out of left
I look
field.
like him
I'm
a little
what?
bit, for sure.
Okay, I can see that one. Yeah, I can see that one. Yeah.
And it's funny because we were at Kobe's Japanese Steakhouse. Shout out Kobe. Went there last weekend, and I went to the bathroom. Alex is off screen pulling up pictures of people I look like. But anyway, I went to the bathroom at Kobe's, and I come back. My fiance, she comes up to me. She's like, "This guy asked me if you were Dante Culpepper." And I was like, "Well, what did you say?" And I didn't know what to say. He wanted a picture. I told him it wasn't you. I was like, "You should have said yes. I'll take a picture with him." But yeah, Dante Culpepper, Andre Drummond as well.
I always thought that growing up.
Andre Drummond, yeah, he's a basketball player.
Yeah,
looks like him, but whatever.
I've had people tell me I look like bearded Jason Statham.
Okay.
Like, you gotta, you know.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Hairline, guys, hairline. There is none. I have
Cody,
zero
that's a
hairline.
twin, right?
There's no hairline. I have an expanding forehead since I was like 14.
Hold up. Alex, Chuck's sister's off camera and just pulled up a picture of Gideon. And I look
Gideon.
like Gideon.
No, ask her. She's told me this. Like, your contact on her phone is like Gideon's doppelganger.
It's so. I don't look like Gideon, but I guess. So how long have you been? Bald?
Bald? I've been.
I know someone else who's bald.
Yeah, I've been Mr. Clean since I was like 17. I'm like, it was bad. My dad told me that I'm sorry. Like, Chuck's dead.
He said, "I've been Mr. Clean." That is wild. That's crazy.
No, but it's. Yeah, my dad used to make fun of me for it. He's like, it's 10 years earlier on you. That's great. You know, but no, yeah, it's always been like that. For a while, I was like, oh man, this Widow Peak kind of sucks. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to embrace it. I think I like went through, like where you're like, I was like 22 or something like that. Went through like a rough summer. I'm like, this is it, man. And then I'm just like, this is the new me forever. I will always be like this. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of accepted it. And honestly, like I'm lucky. Like I don't got a weird dome. Like it just, it is what it is.
Yeah, just lean into it.
I honestly like it. You know how much easier it is just to wake up and I have zero decisions in the morning besides like just take a shower and go to work. Like there's no like, I'm just like.
You can relate.
Yeah. I wake up, I'm done in 5 minutes, and I'm out, and then I don't even think about it. And then this, this is easy. Like the beard, the thing about the beard is like you don't have to do anything to have a good beard. The more you work on your beard, the worse your beard gets. I swear to God, bro.
Cody said he's on to something.
Yeah. It's one of those things. But yeah, I mean it's cool. The only thing that sucks is that I have to shave it like every 3 days. Otherwise, I just get like the pepper head and nose.
I think my corners are starting to go a little bit.
That's the pops in you.
And my barber, Eric, he took the little spray paint or whatever.
Oh no!
One time, and he tried to spray. I said, Eric, what are you doing? And he said, what are you talking about? And I was like, do not put that on my head. And then he was like, I'm just saying it's starting to go. I will get in the shower as soon as I get home, which is like a cardinal sin when you get a haircut. You don't go take a shower right after. You better not. I was like, do not put that shit on my head, Eric.
Right.
And he still did. He drew the corners
He's like
and
using
everything.
the
I was like,
stencils.
bro. My dad still has a pretty full head of hair, so I think I'm good. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, man, when you're bald, you kind of like come to a realization about that kind of stuff, and I feel like it makes me like more confident in so many different other ways too, because I'm just like, there's zero thought process on the whole entire thing.
You feel his name? Okay.
Yeah.
Dog. When it's me, I'm not gonna try to hold on to it. When it's going,
you don't want to be comb over guy. You know what I mean?
Like, my hair doesn't grow like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
but
I got that wispy hair.
We knew, me and you knew a guy in Home Depot. He was like 21, and he had like the bowl. Yeah, and we're like, bro, how are you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not even bald. You got the little. What is it?
Oh my!
It was crazy, bro. And we were like, "How old are you?" Like, I'm 21.
Yeah.
You look about 50. Shave your hair. And then you disappeared to the military, and he's probably.
He was bald when he got in the military. They shaved that head.
Would you guys rather be like fully bald at like 21 or like just full head of gray hair?
Ooh, the gray hair would be tough nowadays, though. Silver fox action.
I know a lot of people dig the silver fox.
People dig the bald guys too. Yeah, I'd rather be bald. I'd rather be bald, to be honest. I actually have really grown to like it. So yeah, bald.
Good. See, Cody's not that bad.
Bald.
Well, I feel like when you're bald, like the hat game goes crazy.
Right?
It's
like,
I have two different looks. It's like put the hat on and look like a different person. Then this is another person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. The hat game. Speaking of the hat, go Detroit, go Lions. Dan Campbell's my superhero. Like
I can't agree, but
Dan
Lions are doing
Gamble.
good, though.
Yeah,
way better than my team.
He's a Giants fan.
It's tough out here. It's tough out here, We play in Germany tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah,
Hitler comes home, but his name is Daniel Jones.
Oh my, that is crazy.
Hey, I saw a meme like that. It said Daniel Jones going to Germany, and then it had Hitler, and it said Hitler goes home. I was like, Jesus, bro, that's crazy.
The internet is always undefeated.
It is. But getting back on track a little bit now, I was doing a little deep dive.
Yep.
On your socials, and I want you to explain. You didn't bring it with you. The van. That van's clear. It has no signatures on it.
Yeah.
What's up with the van?
So Tourist Trap clothing, the clothing brand. Whenever I do pop-up shows, so the way that this is how Tourist Trap works for anyone who doesn't know. Tourist Trap is a completely limited release clothing brand. I have one classic collection where you can get everything that I currently have. But when I do pop-up shows, I take the van, I have a whole entire tent set up, a venue set up, and then I bring dry erase markers and I have people sign the van. At the end of the signing of the van, usually for like a weekend event, my whole entire van will be covered. I take pictures of each individual panel of the van, and then I convert that into an all-over print t-shirt and for the event that I was at. So that way the event has a Tourist Trap themed t-shirt with everybody's signatures on the t-shirt that are from the van. So it looks like metal, compartments like closing in on each other. So any pop-up show that I do where the van goes and people sign it, I convert it into a t-shirt that people can purchase.
So that is the van.
That is the van.
Oh.
So I erase after 2 days. I'll drive around. It's fun driving around with the signatures all over.
You should sign it.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know. I think I might have a dry erase. We could just go in there and sign it. Sign it. Yeah.
Oh my. You're watching Disney Channel type shit. That's what I'm doing. No, that's sick though. I saw it. I was like, damn, you really I thought it was permanent, and you're just gonna have the van drive it around like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
So it's the art project is called Vandalism. And the whole entire idea is that it gets people to do something that they're not quite comfortable with. So, and really what my goal was with this art project is when I'm doing these events is that kids get to be a part of the art project and do something that their parents at home would normally say, hey, don't do that shit.
My daughter would love that.
But, you know, like, oh, I get to draw on the wall and they're telling me that I'm allowed to do it. So just that them having that feeling and being able to kind of, you know, be little vandals. You're doing something you're not supposed to. And I think that is what art is supposed to do. It's supposed to challenge you and make you like, oh, I don't have to do things this way. I can do it this way, or I can think about something and from a different perspective. And that's the most beautiful thing about art. So that's the idea behind that. And it also kind of follows with all the other tourist trap designs. You know, I have my pants, so I do custom one-of-one pants that I'll do live on site, where people pick the colors that they want. I got a bunch of different kind of designs. These are the ones that we have here on the table, if you guys can see. But each one is customized to the actual individual, so they can get some custom drip. And a lot people really like that, where they can walk up and they can be like, oh, damn, like I want to get this color and that color, and I'll just quickly do it. And I always tell people about the pants is that the pants are supposed to be kind of random and abstract. I don't want them to have this like realistic art feeling to it. I want it to feel like if you were skating in them and you fell down and you busted your knee and the pants ripped and then they got a little bit of blood on the pants. It's supposed to be like that. You're working in the shop or in the garage. They get fucked up. These are actually layered here. So if you were to scrape these, there's 3 layers to the actual pants. So it reveals more and more colors as time goes on. So they actually wear in and have a more unique style. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and the pants are really just like whenever I'm feeling like, I've said this 3 times, but like I call it creative depression. And it's the feeling of when you're working so hard and you really care and eventually you get exhausted. The pants revitalize me. They make me feel like, oh, I'm back, baby. Like we're ready to go. I'm an artist and this is what I do.
Get those juices flowing.
Yeah.
I want to dive in a little bit more on the creative depression because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of relate to it in my own way. Because I used to have a whole photography gig called Click Productions. Shout out to my baby Click. I don't really do that anymore. And then with this too, you know, you get like, I feel like it's bursts of motivation and you're like, yo, this is awesome. I love doing this. And then after a while, it just feels like you're spinning your, I'm kind of asking.
The
it
wave,
feels like you're spinning your wheels.
You're not on the wave anymore.
And
you know,
like, what am I doing?
Stagnant water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
No, I've seen a lot of that like firsthand. I feel like I don't know if you guys watched a lot of YouTube, like even back in the day, but like I can name like you know, prank or like boyfriend versus girlfriend. That was it was this couple that was based off in Philly. They got like a case of that, and like once they kind of did, they just fell off and stopped vlogging. It was a lot of people that I feel like that vlog their everyday life really was what got them into like that type of depression. And that I guess like is killer to a lot of people's like you know, brands or, you know, channels or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like especially nowadays, content and consistency is like the biggest thing. The more you post, the more you'll pop up on people's feeds. But then, like when you're just grinding out, you're making content after content.
It's a toxic way to create art. Art has never been that way. You know, like Picasso didn't have the whole internet watching him, and he didn't post in a certain amount of time, and then he fell behind. He created amazing art pieces on his own time.
Yeah,
and that, you know. And I think that's kind of what I've come to realize. And, you know, you can put out quality. And really what is important is when you're putting out content that your soul's in it and that you are a part of it. Like if you're going to grind and you're going to keep going and you're going to do that, that's awesome. But you need to make sure that every time you do it, you're actually giving yourself 120% into the art form that you're doing. And that's where, for me, is when you're just doing it because you feel like you have to do it is the problem. You can, you know, consistency is important, right? Like we need to create this content, and there's like this thing where if you upload every single week, and you can't miss it. But you can find ways to keep that consistency and still have the energy. Hence the pants, the events, the little things. And that's kind of what I figured out with Tourist Trap, is that Tourist Trap can be revitalized at any moment, because I'm not hustling Tourist Trap. I've converted every single one of my hobbies and passions under one brand umbrella that allows me to have the freedom to create any way that I want. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what? Like YouTube, eventually the goal, right, is to get to a point where you have like a team, or you're at a point where we're not worrying about this. But in a reality where we can't do that, you have to be able to take other art forms. And maybe this week it's about, I don't have the energy to upload that YouTube video, but I do have the energy to upload that short form piece of content that is going to be something that everyone likes. Or maybe I have the energy to not do something on social media at all, but I went and helped somebody in an artistic way, or in a way that, and when I say artistic, I mean like whatever drives you. If you're into woodworking, maybe you don't, do this thing. You go and help somebody go build a bar at their own house, and then you revitalize that, because maybe that's what you were missing. It's like that internal passion that you have to like generate and just kind of attack.
Al, I hope you were taking notes over there. Aaron was really spitting for you about being consistent and things like that. She runs her own little YouTube that she's trying to get going. Oh no,
cheap plug.
Yeah.
Alex Eleni, No? She's shaking her head. She don't want it.
She's a little camera shy. She's not going to be on the camera.
Anywho, what I kind of wanted to get off just now for what you were just saying, Aaron, was, I guess a little bit, you're AP, bro. One thing that popped in my head, at least just now, was, so far, at least what you've done through Tourist Trap, like, has there been like a really, like, not defining moment, but something that's really stuck out to you so far that you've done with the brand that you think that maybe is undervalued?
So yes, I think that I've been doing this for this brand now for a little over a year, and I think the one thing that is really, has shined more than some of my other projects, and it's evident by the amount of people that have supported it, is I did a video called Titusville Trenches. It's a video that is about the city of Titusville, but specifically about an individual. Shout out Mozzie Smoke, where I went and met this local rapper that is from Titusville and the Mims area, and we kind of showcased areas of the community that aren't getting a lot of light, or they're getting ignored because it's convenient and it's not helping the direct tourist agenda of this area. Us doing that video originally, everyone was all hype about it because no one's ever seen anything like that from this area. No one's done like a story piece about the city that is negative, but it's helping people. Like, we don't get this. It's not just come visit Titusville. Like, I'm showcasing this other part of the city, and now it's getting the attention. So what ended up happening from this video is that the city of Titusville ended up catching wind of this video because it's about their city, and it's not necessarily showcasing Titusville in a negative light, but it's also not showcasing Titusville in a positive light. It's showcasing a real moment in time. And so what they did is they said, hey, YouTubers are making content about us, and he's not wrong. We need to do something about this. So I'm happy to say that the DeLeon apartments that are located on DeLeon Street in Titusville got showcased in a chamber meeting because of my video, and they're working to start renovating that area a little bit more, putting into some.
Oh shit!
So that, to me, that was something where it's like, you know what? That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to start conversations, because sometimes we got to have conversations about things that aren't sexy. Like it's like we got to talk about this stuff, so that way people can be like, all right, you know what? I disagree with him on this, but hey, now we're talking about it. You're welcome to my video. We have discovered why I made the video. We are sitting here and talking about an issue or a subject matter that otherwise you would have not have even thought about. I did that same thing with DeLand, and I talked about biker gangs versus biker clubs. What's the difference between a gang or a biker club? What are these individuals doing? It turns out that most bikers are just like doctors, lawyers, and just regular people. It's your aunt and uncle that It's stuff that we all know, but I also showcase like, hey, there's this other side where, there's some drug trafficking and some nefarious things going on that is, it ain't too ain't too hot, but that's entertainment and that's story, and it gives people that broader perspective to be able to be like, all right, what is a gang, what is a club, and that's kind of where Tourist Trap is. It kind of sits in the middle to be like, here's information, you decide, I'm not saying shit.
Right.
You figure out what this means and you run with it, and now we're winning. So that's kind of what, and that's that video with Mozzie. Mozzie is a stand-up guy. He gives back to his community every single year. He does a give back event for local schools where he donates close to like $10,000, a year in clothing to the city of Mims and Titusville. And I would have never thought that until I met him, and then he told me this story. But it just goes to show you that there's a deeper tone and deeper story everywhere you look, but you have to go searching for that information. Hence the reason I say I'm an information junkie. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of my pivotal moment in Tourist Trap, where I just realized that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with this brand. And this brand, because when you first make a brand, you're like, what does the brand represent? Because there's a difference between a logo and the brand,
Right.
and what it is. And so I realized that's what Tourist Trap is. It's a voice for people who might not be getting the light that they deserve. But,
Hey,
yeah.
you are preaching
that's
today.
awesome.
Yeah.
We're in a sermon tonight.
Oh.
Now, a couple things before we wrap. We've been going for a while, right? 46. Oh, not
We got
too
some
long.
time.
But what's up with the bus?
Oh yeah, man.
What's going on? I told you I did my research.
It's funny because I glaze over this fact about my life, but because it's just something that
Oh, okay.
I don't think about it. So
For the people who don't know, real quick, Aaron has a bus build, converted a regular bus into.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like an apartment, but
Okay.
you go ahead.
Let him speak.
Yeah, speak
So
on it.
This is the deal. I was in northern Michigan, I believe, in 2016, and I was a marketing manager for a brewery that was up there. Ended up leaving that company. Right before that, I was like, hey, I need to start getting to a point where I didn't have like a place to really live, and and I was looking like, what are my options? At the time, people were doing these van renos, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool idea, but I wasn't buying something so I could go travel the country. I didn't have a place to live. Like I needed like actual home. So looked on the internet, found on Facebook. There was an auction in Flint, Michigan, a little bit north of Flint, Michigan. There was a school bus for sale for $2,500.
Oh, sure.
And it had 100,000 miles on it. I said, maybe this is it. Maybe I just get this bus and then I can just live in it, So I ended up purchasing the bus. That was all the money I had at the time. I had $2,500. Ripped all the seats out of it and converted it into a place where I could throw a mattress down and live in it for a couple months. Eventually, after I was no longer with that company, I packed everything up in the bus, and then I traveled down to Florida where I finished the renovation on it and lived in the bus for about 4 years.
Whoa,
That's crazy.
Full time. I mean,
That's sick.
had a bathroom in there. I had the kitchen. I did everything in there. I stayed outside of my best friend's house, Scotty. I plugged in an extension cord to it. I had a bunch of different setups, but
That's cool, bro.
for people that and it was probably one of the biggest things for me to really have a full understanding of what you actually need in life. And I really broke down I only need a place to sleep, a place to shower, and a place to eat, and then I'm good. I don't need anything else. All this other materialistic stuff really doesn't matter. So it's funny. Living on a school bus, everyone's like, oh, wow, that's really awesome, man. That's really cool. Well, I ended up deciding that, this is really awesome, but, I mean, it's all glamorous, and you see, these Instagram models, they're running around in their vans, and it's like, well, at the end of the day, they're all shitting in bags, man. It's not really that great. You only shower once a week, and I'm like, all right, I need to upgrade.
Yeah.
So I put that thing on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold it for about $25,000. And made it was a big come up. It was the best financial decision that I've ever made in my life.
Dinner on air.
And that's when I kind of realized, and I'm not saying that money as a flex. I'm actually just stating because I didn't really make money. I put that much money into the bus, and then I
Okay,
ended up
you
selling
just
it. You know, it's
broke
not like
even
it's
then.
just like, you know,
Still.
I came out. It was my investment. I really understood what equity was at that time, and then I was able to take that, and it was a down payment for a home. So I turned a $2,500 school bus into my first house, and
Congrats.
it was by no means easy, and it was, you know, it was hard every single day, but it was the best financial decision that I ever made, and it was a fluke because at the time, that was not the smart thing to do. It just turned out that by the time that I was finished with the reno, it was hot to get into like a school bus and go travel the country. So I was just like, all right, your turn to shit in the bag. Like, have fun with, and they were happy. Really, really great lady. She was a traveling nurse. And,
That worked
There
out
it
even
is,
better.
yeah.
and it was a great move for her. And that bus was beautiful. I put my soul into that thing. I mean, it was awesome. Super great
out to the
experience,
bus, man.
Super great experience. I miss that thing, but I'll tell you what, it's really nice having AC in Florida.
Bro.
You know, like it's
Yes,
nice.
sir. My
Yeah.
AC broke during the summer. I was
Yeah.
gonna die, boy. It only broke for maybe a day. But people came out, I thought I was gonna die.
So here's an AC hack for anyone listening, and I wish someone would have told me this. When your AC goes out, 80% of the time it's the capacitors that are in the side of your AC. All you need to do is you need to take the panel off the side of the AC, look at the capacitor. If it looks like an eroded battery at the top, you unplug it, take a picture before you unplug it. Unplug it, and then take it to the hardware store. They'll give you a new capacitor. You plug that thing in the same way, your AC's fixed.
No shit.
And then
Alright.
and that's $40.
Yeah.
Game.
Thankfully, I didn't have to pay
Yeah.
to get mine fixed. My landlord did that, but
Yeah.
it was something clogged, something, and Buddy just poured some stuff in and vacuumed some stuff out, and
HVAC's a scam, man.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You know they're just sitting there.
So-
They're like smoking a Newport on the side. They're like, "Hey, it took an hour and a half." You know, they're just like unplugging things, plugging it back
he got
in.
my window dirty, so I need him to come back and clean
Yeah.
that. My fiance has been on my ass.
Yeah,
about
man.
cleaning it. I don't feel like cleaning it.
Yeah.
But, another thing I saw on your socials, you know, we all like music, right? You know, like we all
Love
like
it.
music, right? Yeah, you're a music guy. I did see, and you know, this was way down in the rabbit hole. Did a DJing gig.
Oh yeah, you did your research.
Man, come on, man.
There's Nardwar in here.
Come on, man.
Right.
But what's up with that? You still doing that, or that's something you visited and then left?
Well,
or
you know,
want to go back?
so here's the story with that. I have a friend. She is a bartender over at JT's in Cocoa Beach. Thomas, who is one of the bar owners over there, had a birthday bash, and they didn't have a DJ. And so I was like,
remember this.
they're like, "Hey, you're creative. Do you want a DJ?" I'm like, I've never had a DJ, but I got Spotify and a MacBook Pro. So I pulled up there. I put it all up. I'm an editor, so I edited like a whole entire mix together.
Okay.
And then I was just like with the mic, like, all right, we're gonna press space bar, and I just did this for like for like 4 hours straight. They're like, "This DJ's awesome," and I'm
was
just like,
faked it till he made it that night.
I'd be like, they're like, "He's so good at what he does." I'm like on YouTube, like DJ mix, like,
Wow.
all right, J. Cole. All right, yeah. All right, we're good. Press play. And they're just like, "I love this song." I'm like, I know.
I'm good at what
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, you know, first time or whatever.
I remember seeing his like snap. He posted a
I just
Snapchat
had
that
fun,
night,
too.
like going crazy, like behind the booth, and I'm like, I literally like slid up on my Aaron. You're a DJ, bro? He's like, literally what he just said. Like, no, I just popped up. Here I am. Like,
Line on the resume.
Yeah, I mean,
got the
you want to know
job.
what? It's crazy. They paid me for that too. But you know, we had a good time.
Too
And
late to take
I'll
it
tell you
back
what,
now.
this is a testament. If you go in there with the right energy and you act like you know what you're doing, like people, they're happy with you, man. Like, you know, you're just having fun. You know, okay. How many times have you been to a bar and there's just a DJ up there and he's like, hotel, Holiday Inn. He's just like plays it like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no recommendations. Like,
yeah, like
The other day at Rec, there's some whack music at Rec the other day, but then I picked it up. So shout out, hey, listen, if you see this by chance, Rec, relax. The music got better.
I'll tell you, every time you go there, it is packed shoulder to shoulder.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Halloween, I went there, I was Dr. Eggman.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was boom. It was crazy. I've never seen that many people in rec.
Yeah.
Besides, I wasn't there for New Year's last year, but people, it was packed then. But it was like
Go around Thanksgiving
through,
or
bro.
like the holidays. It's usually like that too. Everyone coming into
nuts.
town.
And I
I've seen
couldn't
it
see
back in the
anything because the mask gave me tunnel vision. So I'm
Yeah.
bumping into people, stepping on people, but it was jumping in there.
Yeah.
But I've been there, dead too. But yeah, whatever. I want to go have some food. Never had some.
Yeah.
You had some?
I've had it there before. It's all right. I wouldn't
That
say
was
it's like the best thing ever.
It
but,
looks
like,
good.
No one goes to rec and be like, yeah, I want to get the sandwich
Dude,
there.
I'm
you know?
hungry right now.
I went there for like, I shit you not, I went there like during lunch one time. My friend Ryan dragged me out there. I'm like, why are we going to rec for lunch? And it just felt very awkward and like I shouldn't have been there. But it was all right. Like, I don't know. We would spend $25 for like, just a mediocre meal, I guess.
Quick things. All right. First, we're gonna just go over this real quick. Chuck, you're wearing glasses.
Yes.
You don't normally wear glasses around us.
It's a new thing. I'm blind now. But
Do you have like their prescription? Or
yeah. I'm blind in like my left eye.
I just noticed it and I was like, what the hell? You guys wearing glasses? All right, moving on. Anyways.
Okay.
Now, secondly, I don't know why we didn't cover this when we first started, but how did you guys link up? Because we found out about you through Chico after I saw the shirt on the socials he told me. How did you guys link up? Because this is me and Cody's first time meeting you, obviously.
Yeah.
But obviously no Chuck. So get into that.
Yeah. I mean, how long have we known each other now? Like almost 5 years?
I've been there for like almost 4, so
Yeah, it's 4.
kind of about that, yeah.
It's 4 years. So I do marketing for all the Erdman dealerships off of I-95 and 520. So I pretty much everything from their commercials to like website design to brochures and everything in between. And then, Chuck's obviously there. So, crazy story about that is that I was a contractor for them for forever, and I was just helping them out. And eventually it got to a point where the owner of the company was like, all right, you know what you're doing.
Erdman
like,
himself?
The Erdman, yeah. Was like, all right, you know what you're doing. I need you to like help me out. Like, I don't know about this stuff. You seem to know what you're talking about. And one thing led to another, and I'm pretty much his, marketing and creative director.
So
for not even just the Erdman businesses, like the dealerships, but the businesses outside and everything that he owns. So,
hey, so you're behind all the videos that come out? For the most part.
I oversee everything.
Those are nice videos, bro.
Yeah. So, cool thing about that is one of the things that my goal was for this year is that I wanted all of his dealerships to reach over 5 million views. I'm at a point now where we're getting up to about 15.
Oh
So,
my gosh, really?
Like, so,
Hey!
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So, I mean, the thing is like when I talk about Tourist Trap, is it's just one sample portion of my life. Like that's my passion, and that's where that's what I want to see be the thing that could drive me to another level. But the reality is that I'm like very integrated with a lot of businesses locally in the area, and that's that's where I make my bread.
And now melted chocolate.
Yeah. And
Do you are you like a private entity? Do all this? I mean, even personally,
yeah.
I imagine as Aaron.
So now he actually has me on salary payroll. So he
Come on, man.
I get consistent money from that company, and I'm an employee of the company at this point, but I have the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, obviously outside of there, and I got creative control over my own life. I work with other businesses. I don't have a clause. But there's something to be said about this, and a lot of people, when they're chasing their passion, they're scared to work with someone or for somebody, or because they're scared of this like 9-to-5 thing. I completely disagree with that. I think one of the most important things as a creative person is that you need consistent money. because that will allow you to do and expand yourself and really be able to work and have like realistic goals. And that's where I met Chuck, and we kind of kicked it off right away. I would be like, I got Chuck into a bunch of videos, and
they're good, bro. I will say, I don't want to gas you up on the show right now, but I will. So I used to work at Space Coast Honda, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, let's start making videos for our socials, because our socials, let's be honest, they weren't that good. But we were like, all right, let's make some videos. And we would make a video, and we were like, all right, cool. And then we would see what Mike Erdman would post. And bro, that is what we need to do. Like, that shit's crazy.
I appreciate that.
And it was to see that you are the one behind that. Like, I respect, because those.
Thank you.
Those are some quality videos. They're funny. They're well produced.
Yeah.
The timing on everything, the editing is quality.
Thank you.
Yeah,
great job,
he was
bro.
a mastermind
Great
behind
job,
all of it, dude.
Made this ugly fool look good. So,
Like,
made him look taller too.
Oh my god,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know. Chuck's like 4'6".
Yeah, well, you see,
Get the hell out
when we his first video, I got him a soapbox. We got him on top of that thing, and we, so that way he looks bigger next to the cars. I understand what he needs.
God,
no, I'm just messing with you. But like,
That's tough.
We did that one bit where we're like, "Hey, Chuck, move that car over there," and we're moving to Matcock's car.
My feet can't reach the metal.
yeah, there's the one bit that Chuck does where he holds the sign. And then I'll just like put like a ridiculous song behind it, like an Ice Spice song or something, and he's just shaking the sign.
Yeah, those are good videos.
So
that funny, bro. We talk about them a lot.
I appreciate it. It's funny because I look at them and I honestly I appreciate that, because I look at these social media videos and I don't really think I don't put a lot of like thought process. It sounds weird, but I just do a lot of doing things
off the dome.
I'm just like, and that's really where I'm skilled. Is like I can come up with a story or a skit or an idea, and then I know how to execute it within minutes. And that's really what my like creative superpower is. I'm not the best videographer. I'm not the best photographer. I'm not the best editor. I am the best idea generator and completing that task. Like I know how to say something, think something, and complete the task. And that is what my skill is. And
repeat.
And over and over again.
I love it.
Yeah. But it's funny. We had a couple videos for the dealers out there. I mean, they got 5-6 million. I got an 8 million view video. These are TikToks. You know what I mean? Like these things pop off, and it's from knowledge of me, like studying what is working and what trends are. But it goes back to kind of what I was talking about before, is like when you are actually like passionate about what you're doing and you're excited, that I feel to this day, if you know when something's about to pop on. Yeah. Any major thing I've ever done in my life creatively, I'm like, I get a weird feeling before, like I'm almost doing something wrong.
Oh no, I know.
Cooking it up, yeah. Okay.
I'm like, this is gonna. And I'm usually right, but it's like this natural excitement where I'm like, oh, let's go. And then it happens because they can sense it. People can sense it. It's like subconscious energy inside of a simple social media post or a documentary. They can tell when you're passionate about it. And then things where I'm just like, oh man, I just kind of need to get this done and get through it. Doesn't work. Nothing happens. It'd be the best idea, but you don't have that little bit of energy and that flame behind it. People don't resonate with it. They'll just shut it off.
Energy feeds off other energy, man.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start wrapping this up. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question, Aaron.
Yeah, sure.
We don't gotta answer this. Normally, we do this. Each of us, every episode. But if you have a guest, you're the only one who's gonna answer this. We take. Gratitude is very important to me, the boys. So we like to ask everybody, and we ask ourselves, what are 3 things that you're grateful for right now as we live and breathe?
My wife, my family, and my creative drive to make the world a better place.
Congrats on getting married, by the way.
Yeah.
Congrats on getting married.
Congratulations.
Now, it's been a great episode. Aaron, I want to just say real quick, put a cups up. I know Cody, you don't got a drink, but
let's go. Melt the chocolate.
Congratulations on all your success so far and all you've been doing.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate you a lot being our first guest on our.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming.
On our comeback.
You got something special here.
I know this is my first time meeting you, but meeting you is like motivated me to do more with the show in general. And I want to personally offer you a relationship with Melted Chocolate as like kind of like business partners. We'll get more into it later on, later dates, but like we can do tourist trap, Melted Chocolate collab shirts. I don't care. Bring you back on the show, go to events, all that shit. You are
I already got 5 ideas going right now.
A great guy from what I can tell so far. I appreciate you coming. Thank you, my boy.
Cheers, boys.
Salute. Listen up, you bunch of baked potatoes. This has been a great episode of Melted Chocolate. I'm Aaron Holznagle, as always. Follow me on the socials, AP Flacco, OH_Jody, Charles.Lavosco. What's your socials?
At Tourist Trap Clothing on Instagram, at Tourist Trap TV on YouTube.
Boom.
And at Tourist Trap TV on TikTok as well.
On TikTok as well. Follow the show, Instagram, Melted Chocolate Pod. Twitter, Melted Cocoa Pod. It's X, and nobody really uses it anymore. But follow it anyways. YouTube.com/Melted Chocolate Pod. Stay melted. We will see you on the next episode in 2 weeks, most likely. Aaron, thank you again for coming on the show, my boy. All right. We'll see you later, nerds. Goodbye.